I want to talk to you today about it's just a matter of time. We all have things that we're believing will change. We're fighting an illness. We're struggling with an addiction. We're dealing with fear, depression, anxiety. We know what God promised, that He would restore our health, that He would free us from the fear. We prayed, we believed, but we don't see anything improving. But what you can't see is the moment you prayed in the unseen realm, the source of what was coming against you was cut off. The source of the fear, the source of the addiction, the source of the sickness. Now, you may not see any manifestation for some time. There may not be any evidence that things have changed. This is when many people get discouraged. But there will always be a period of time where it looks like God didn't do what He promised. The fear still comes. The medical report hasn't improved. The addiction looks just the same. But what's feeding those things has been cut off. It may seem like it's still alive, but the truth is the fear is dead. The sickness is dead. The trouble at work is dead. Don't be discouraged because you don't see anything happening. It's just a matter of time. One day Jesus was leaving Bethany. He saw a fig tree off in the distance. He was hungry, so he went over to get something to eat, but the tree didn't have any figs. Jesus said to the tree, "May no person ever eat fruit from you again." He cursed the tree. But when he said it, nothing on the outside looked any different. The tree was still just as full and healthy as before. I can hear the disciples begin to whisper, "What happened? It didn't work. Did He lose His power?" They had seen Jesus speak to a blind man and heal his eyes. They had heard Him speak to the storm and calm the sea. But this time when Jesus spoke, nothing changed. There was no evidence that what He said had happened. But the next morning, as the disciples were passing by, they saw the tree. The scripture says the tree had withered from the roots. When Jesus spoke to the tree, nothing happened on the outside, but on the inside, down in the roots, the source was cut off. When the roots are dead, the tree is dead. It may still look alive. It may still have green leaves, still have wide branches, but it's just a matter of time before the outside catches up with the inside. Now, it may look like that sickness you're dealing with is still alive. That anxiety just as bad as ever. The addiction just as strong. You prayed, wondered why God won't do something. God did do something. The moment you prayed, He cut off the source. That addiction may look like it's alive, but if you could see the roots, you would realize it's dead. It's just a matter of time before the outside catches up. That sickness may seem permanent, like you'll never get well. Have a new perspective. The roots have been cut off. Now, don't be discouraged because it still has green leaves. You don't see anything changing. The psalmist said, "The strength of the wicked is being cut off, and the power of the godly is being increased." Everything that's trying to stop you, you need to see that power as being cut off. It may be hindering you now, but it's not permanent. It's not going to last. Why? It lost its source. Every day it's withering. Every day it's getting weaker. May look the same on the outside, but on the inside, it's drying up. When Jesus spoke to the tree, there was no evidence that anything changed. Maybe you're believing for something and you don't see any sign of things improving. You're speaking faith over your health, but the medical report's not getting better. You're praying for your child, but he's not getting back on track. If you just had some evidence, if you just saw a little sign, then you would believe. No, this is what faith is all about. You can't be moved by what you don't see. You have to be moved by what you know. Father, I want to thank you that the moment I prayed, you cut off the roots. I know this sickness is not permanent. Healing is coming. I know this addiction is not how my story ends. Freedom is coming. I know this depression doesn't have the final say. Father, I thank you that it's withering up. And some of the things that you're concerned about, God has already done. You haven't seen it yet, but in the unseen realm, things have changed. That anxiety you've been praying about, asking God to take it away, it's already dead. That trouble at work, God has already cut off the source. Now do your part. Stay in faith until it manifests. Keep thanking God. Keep talking like you're free. Keep thinking like you're healthy. Keep living like you're victorious.